Hello everybody, this is Ryu here, and welcome back to Great Greed. Now we have to go to the record factory to the north of the Teapot Village that we're in now, in order to actually get the debut album we need. Now, if you weren't really following my guide, you were kind of wondering like where the forest was. If you actually go to Teapot Village, there's one person you could talk to, and he kind of says that the village is in the south. I also apologize for two things. One, if you actually heard my chair squeaking, and two, in the second video, I said you actually push the select button to actually bring up the menu. I actually meant the start button to bring up the menu. Select is for save, and the start button is to bring up your menu for items and stuff like this. I also apologize for saying stuff about miscellaneous. I also screwed that up as well. Miscellaneous is actually for special items you get, like the collar, the gems, any special items you get. So I just want to say I apologize about that. I accidentally did a boo boo. Because sometimes miscellaneous is for something else, and I did a boo boo there. So I didn't want nobody, to sit down and actually play this game, and then they kind of get up and say, "Oh, what Ryu said doesn't necessarily agree to what I'm doing here. I think you screwed up or something." I just want to apologize about that. My bad. So now we're in the record factory, and so now we have to find the debut album. So first of all, you have to go. I actually went the wrong way at first, and I'm gonna be walking around the circle. But at the door, you actually have to go up, grab the chest, and then at the split pathway, either left or right, you have to actually go left. And I'm gonna go around the huge vinyl record a couple times, because you have to actually get to that arm, which is actually a moving platform, in order to get to the area above. And like I said, for once again, I'm gonna walk around the circle like a dum dum for a little while. So I'll be like, "Dude, I'm stupid." So so let me talk about the enemies in this area. You're gonna meet a lot of enemies. Some of them are actually really easy. Some of them are actually really hard. Top Heavy is actually a really easy enemy. All he does is kind of fly. It doesn't really take that much. Artichokes are the main enemies you want to watch out for. The main reason why is because they actually use fire attacks. And because they actually use Fire 1. Their physical attacks are crappy, but they actually use Fire 1. And Fire 1 does a lot of damage. So you want to make sure to stay you want to make sure to stay as healed as you can. And so for right now, I actually use one of the meds, or like one of the potions in the game, the med one. So now so now I found a guy and went, "Oh, now I'm gonna go the right way." So we take out a yam jam. The yam jams, like the predecessors before, they just have shove. So we're just gonna go around and crash some chests. Like I said before, at the entrance, instead of going right, you wanna go left. And I went right by accident, and I kind of wandered around for a little while. Then I went, "Oh, now I went the right way." So like I said before, like their predecessors, they just have a attack called shove. So you just want to make sure, take all of them down, grab another chest, open that chest, you'll find sleep. Now, another enemy is also the lolly dogs. The lolly dogs is actually like the pops outside. They actually have a lot more HP. Their attacks don't really do that much damage, but you want to actually make sure. Now, as you saw that in the past, I actually grabbed a sleep spell. Sleep spell does exactly what it usually does. It puts the enemy to sleep. Now, about status effects in this game, if you actually get hit with a status effect, there's really like no item that kind of like fixes the status effect for what I know so far. But status effects will automatically go away by themselves after a while. So it's like if you get hit by a status effect, on your side of the battle screen, it'll basically say better, basically meaning the status has been taken off of you, so now you're not affected by it anymore. So we have to go up, go a couple down some stairs, go across another one of the moving platforms, go to the left, and then you should see a door. When you go inside the door, you'll see an old lady there. Go talk to her, and then Cupcake, and then she kind of say, why are you such in a place? And then Cupcake would say, she searched for the debut album of Lola Leftover. And then the old lady's like, "Oh my, I cannot believe you know about such a name and such a rare such a rare album. And then she kind of says she's a little leftover. And then she kind of says she was a star once, but then her time has ended. Like a lot of people now who actually make, songs and stuff now on the radio, a lot of their time is up. After the first song, they're done. I'm not gonna say who now, because I know a lot of people. If I actually do that, I'll probably piss somebody off. I really don't want to. So when she actually, when Lola Leftover asks you if she asks, do you want to hear her song? Say yes, and then she'll sing. She starts to sing her song. So we're gonna start listening to that real quick. It's a very nice song though, even for Game Boy. After listening to her song, she'll thank you for listening to her song, and then for a token of appreciation, she'll give you the album you're looking for. Now that you have the album, you're thinking, oh, now we can go back to the professor and get the item we need. And want to expose Crabby. Not just yet. There's actually two items you need. One is the album in order to get something for the professor, and there's also one more item you need. Now, Lola will say that she heard some noises coming from under the factory, and so what you have to do now is that now you have to investigate the basement of the factory. And so she'll actually give you a ladder, she'll actually give you a lantern so you can actually see. Now, if you actually remember from where the entrance of the factory is, if you go left from the entrance without touching any treasure chests or anything like that stuff, you'll come across some stairs. If you go down those stairs earlier, you won't be able to see anything, and then you have to go, and then you automatically go back up until you find the lantern. Because you found the lantern now we're gonna go down those steps. So now we're gonna fight a few more enemies like the lily dogs and the artichokes. Just make sure once again to keep your HP above, I would say at least above 40, but if you really want to be kind of reckless and kind of like, I can go a little bit lower than that, I would say keep it above 20. At least about 27, 28, 25. 25 is the lowest I would ever go. Cause see, the reason why is because Fire 1 with artichokes does 20 damage a pop, and if you're under 20, he'll automatically kill you. Now if you die, you shouldn't really have to worry about anything. Besides having a save feature, the game also has an autosave feature. So it's like if you grab the item and you died, then all you have to do is just go back in the room again, go back talk to the person again. You'll still and then you get the item back. So the game has an autosave feature, but I would still hit the select button and manually save instead of relying on autosaves all the time as well. So we take on the top heavy, keep going to the left, get on the platform or just roll down the circle. And so I actually went the wrong way at first because I'm trying to remember, because at first I thought the stairs you had to locate them manually, and then I was like, oh, oops, sorry, my mistake. So you go back to the entrance. Now don't leave the area just yet. You want to go all the way to the left, and then you'll find some stairs going down. Go down those steps, and then you'll reach the basement. So now we go past the entrance of the factory, go down those steps. After we find the top heavy. Excuse me. And then yep, another top heavy, go down. Heal up one more time again, using one potion 1 or med 1, and now we go down to the basement. Now what you want to do is that in the basement you want to go to the right, to the up, and then to the left. When you go to the left, you just see a door there. Go inside that door, and then you should be able to see two guys there. Even though they said they're whispering, they're kind of like talking at the top of their lungs, so you kind of hear everything that's going on here though. And then after a few cutscenes, you have to fight them. And then once you beat them down, then you're able to get the second item you need to expose Crabby. So we get up fighting a top heavy. I kind of know why they want to fight top heavies for, because it's like, you kind of say that out loud, like, hey, I beat up a top heavy. It's kind of like, I think it's kind of a death sentence to say that, I don't know, in public. So you go through that door, and then you meet up with the guards, and then even though they're whispering, they're talking loud as crap, because you can actually hear them. So they kind of say, well, Crabby wanted to say he wanted to make a happy factory, but instead of wanting to make a toxins factory to pollute the world and everything. I know a lot of people are going to say, for what this game sounds like right now, it kind of sounds like another show. But I'm just like, well, at least that show itself doesn't necessarily have a goddess who sits her behind and gives one kid a useless ring that we all kind of sit there and go, why would you give him this ring for? And you give the rest of the people powers that are elemental that they can actually use to like destroy the world or do something like this, and then you give one kid a ring that does nothing besides like talk to animals and do telepathic communication. And I'm going off topic of this game, so yeah. So anyway, like I said before, you go through, you fight off the two guys with the two gremlins, and then you find the document, or basically, yeah, you basically find the document that exposed Crabby's plan. So that's one piece of the evidence. Now just go back and go talk to the professor, and you get the second piece of evidence that you actually need to use to expose Crabby to his evil plans of domination by the electoral vote. I mean, it's like somebody said before. It's like somebody said before on a stream I went to. Or somebody says on YouTube sometimes. A lot of the diplomats, even in video games nowadays, when they kind of say this is a diplomat, they're evil, and I'm like, well, that doesn't really happen all the time. But yeah, in this game, so we leave the factory. We go back down to the forest. Once again, the forest, just follow the same path you went through the first time to find the big tree. Go up the ladder. Go talk to the professor again, and you'll be just fine. After that, so then we go out to the forest again. Just follow the exact same path you did before. Fight off any enemies that you need to. You can also run from them if you want to. If you think you have enough experience and you don't really need any more experience. I just like to fight them to get some extra experience. So when I go to a next chapter, I don't have to rack up that much experience over again. For the same thing, so we go back to the right, fight another Spud Bud, go down, fight another Pop Pup, even though the Lolly Dog is a whole lot stronger than they are now. Go down some more, and then once you see the big tree, just go around, go back up, find another hedge worm, or head worm, whatever his name is, go back down. Another monster. It's almost kind of like, the game could tell sometimes, like, yeah, you're about to reach the end of the chapter. Now we're going to send out all the enemies to fight you. Also, very apologize if you hear my chair squeaking again. I just went to see how much levels I need, and there's no way in the world I'm going to get enough levels. There's no way There's no way I'm going to get enough experience to level up again in this chapter, so I won't be able to level up again until the next chapter. Fight up another Pop Pup. Take down the Pop Pup. Go up the ladder, or the stairs. Go in the tree. Go back and talk to the professor again. The professor himself would be very, very, very glad to have the album. And then next thing he'll do is he'll give you the Crab family tree. And then he kind of like, oh wait, there is no tree, there is no name said Crabby anywhere. So now you have both pieces of evidence. You have the document and you have the family tree. With those two items, now you're able to go back to Shishkabird now to go confront Crabby. So once again, we take out some more enemies. So What I would do is that if you if you think level 9 is too low, you want to level up some more. I would just say level up around the forest. Just stay right here and fight monsters continuously over and over and over and over again. Or you can go back to the factory and fight there some more if you wish to get some more levels. But for right now, we're gonna go back to Teapot Village. Gonna go heal. Gonna save, and then we're gonna get ready. We're gonna get ready to confront Crabby and find out what evil deeds he's gonna do once we get out the forest. Because it seems now that every enemy in the forest now knows about to leave, and now they're all stopping me every every 5 steps. 1, 2. Sorry, every 2 steps. It's like every two steps. They're like, all the monsters go, get him! He's about to finish the chapter! Stop him before he leaves! Go to the left, go back down, find another pop pup. Find the pudding head. Alright, now we're finally at the forest. Like I said before, what I would do, if you want to, you can go back to Shishkaburger Hill. I like to heal back at Teapot Village, since I'm all the way here, so I'll just say go back to Teapot Village, heal up, save, and then get ready to fight Crabby. So, what mysteries does Crabby hold? Well, we'll find out next time in the next part of Great Greed. This is Ryu here. Later.